So yeah, double substitution for Fulham as we look to get underway here. Referee Lee Probert just double checking with the assistants on either side. Manchester United lining up in red with the black shorts this afternoon. They'll get us back underway here at Old Trafford. Just for a brief moment we have some respite from the rain, which seems to have stopped, although it has been hammering down for most of the day here in Manchester. Fulham with a clearance up towards halfway towards Camera, wrestling with Matic, loses possession and it's knocked away by Jones, nodded back forward here by Odoi. Again under pressure from the Manchester United attack. They've been pressing at every given opportunity. There's been a real bite about this Manchester United side that we haven't necessarily seen over recent weeks, and more than anything there's been a real calmness at the back, brought about by that partnership between Phil Jones and Chris Smalling, looking excellent together. Sliding challenge by Rashford on the right hand side. He's won the ball, but the referee has blown the whistle. A shrug from Rashford there, looks across towards the referee. It was a strong challenge, but it looked like it was fair. No cards are given. Dennis Odoi takes the free kick, says that Rashford wasn't 10 yards, wins a throw in on the right hand side. The other change, I've not seen the board go up, was Kearney coming off, so I'll just run you through this Fulham lineup. Rico in goal. It's a change back four from the game in midweek against Leicester, so it's Odoi, Ream, Mawson and Bryan at the back. They've really struggled in the first half with the wide play from United's fullbacks. Seri, Anguissa and now Vieto in midfield. Schürrle, Sessegnon and Camara leading the line for Fulham now, with Mitrovic leading the field. Fulham attack here. I'll run you through the Manchester United lineup in just a second. Vieto touching a pass out towards Bryan on the left, motoring forward from left back, curling cross in towards Sessegnon, and had Sessegnon gambled, maybe would have been able to get a shot in on goal there. Just a yard in front of him, the ball. Could have dived, could have slid. Ball cleared away by Manchester United, who start and still have David De Gea in goal. It's Dalot, Jones, Smalling and Young across the back. Dalot brilliant in the first half, both defensively and inside Fulham's half as well. Herrera, Matic and Mata in midfield, and then it's Lingard, Rashford and Lukaku who leads the line here this afternoon. Haven't seen much of Romelu Lukaku, but he did get the goal, and that will do his confidence wonders. Only 1 goal in 9 coming into this one. Romelu Lukaku's statistics now look much better. Now reads 2 in 3, which certainly sounds much better than it did coming into this game. Rashford inching into the penalty area, ball on his right foot, cracks it goalwards, stings the gloves of goalkeeper Rico, palmed away and then lashed wide by Romelu Lukaku. Well, it's a bright start to the second half for Manchester United, starting the second half as they ended the first. Rashford's looking dangerous. They stood off, so scared of his pace, and he got the shot away. It was straight down the throat of the goalkeeper, and then Romelu Lukaku lashed wide. Good chance to grab a second, took a deflection on the way through, only the slightest of touches. Corner kick delivered in by Young, punched away by Rico and sent to safety. Nodded back forward by Dalot, good header, and then back heel from Matic, frees Dalot on the right. Dalot's cross deflected away. Another Manchester United corner on the right hand side. Here is a replay of Dalot's cross, and Dalot's disappointed that Lukaku didn't gamble at the front post, and had he been a yard quicker would have got there ahead of a diving Sergio Rico, and Lukaku would have had that second. Corner delivered in towards the 6-yard box, nodded away by Odoi. Manchester United put it back into the danger zone. It's Kamara back there on defensive duty to block. Sent away to halfway, but again Manchester United will look to come forwards. Ashley Young with a deep, long crossfield ball finding Mata on the right. Mata's ball into the area, cleared away by Tim Ream. It's passed away to safety. And now Kamara. Sessegnon speeding away on the left-hand side. This guy's got some pace. Ryan Sessegnon, young Englishman, left-hand side of Manchester United's penalty area, steps over the ball, goes to the byline, cuts back, looking for a teammate, hesitated slightly, gave Jesse Lingard just a second to nip in, and he did brilliantly, Jesse Lingard, to win the ball. And Manchester United have it back with Chris Smalling, former Fulham player. Left Fulham when he was very young, had played just 19 appearances for Fulham when he was picked up by Manchester United. Schürrle turning in midfield. Crossfield diagonal ball is overhit. Not sure if he was looking for Camara or Sessegnon. He's found David De Gea, and David De Gea can bring the ball away. Not had too much to do in the game so far. David De Gea will be eager to keep this clean sheet. Manchester United already conceded 25 this season, conceded just 28 in the whole of last season. Maybe this will be the start of a turn of results for Manchester United. Results do have a tendency to build confidence. Smalling's crossfield ball up towards Dennis Adoy. Now picked up here by Mawson in defence. Certainly not playing the game with the same intensity as they did in the first half, Manchester United. Don't want to leave themselves overly exposed at the back. Matic, pass out towards Rashford. Now here is Lingard popping up on the left-hand side. Been relatively quiet in this game, Lingard. Plays a pass towards Mata, slightly overhit. And out it goes for a goal kick, 51 minutes on the clock. 6 minutes into the second half, still Manchester United lead 3-0 after goals from Young, Mata and Lukaku in the first half. Two good chances in the second half for Lukaku. Maybe had he gambled, maybe had he been a bit quicker to get towards Diogo Dalot's cross towards the front post in the second half, would have been looking at a 4-0 scoreline and 2 goals for Romelu Lukaku. Paul Pogba, watching on from the sidelines, will not have to be the hero here this afternoon. Will surely now have to work incredibly hard to try and force his way back into this side. Rotated that midfield so many times this season, Manchester United. You've seen the likes of Fellaini and Fred in there with Matic, going with slightly more skillful pairing here with Herrera and Mata. Fulham defending deep right from the first whistle, and can see that Mourinho's picked the players to try and unlock that defence. It's worked extremely well. The movement of Mata and Herrera has caused Fulham all sorts of problems. Kamara's in the penalty area. Cross towards the far post towards Vieto. Now here is Brian, who wins the challenge, gets the ball ahead of Mata, but Ander Herrera stumps to safety. Pushing the back by Mata in midfield on Seri. When Mata eyeballs the referee, and then there is a smile between the referee and Juan Mata. I think Juan Mata knew that he'd fouled there. Sessegnon on the left tries to attack Dalot. Dalot gets the better of the winger and wins the foul as well. Hasn't been able to get much change on the left-hand side. Ryan Sessegnon switched wings at one point in the first half. That didn't really seem to work either. And the 2 changes that Fulham have made at half-time really haven't changed the complexion of this game at all. Kamara and Vieto coming on, 2 more skillful players rather than Mitrovic, the battering ram up front. But it's still Manchester United controlling things, and this really should be the Manchester United that we see more often, given the players that are in this squad, given the way that they can rotate. And okay, they have got some injuries at the moment. Still start this afternoon with 2 recognised internationals at centre-back, despite the injury to Lindelof, despite Bailly not making the squads. You can name Paul Pogba on your bench, and Fred, who came in for £60 million in the summer. I think you're doing okay. Certainly shouldn't be all the way down in 8th. Certainly shouldn't be 19 points behind the leaders. Liverpool, convincing win for them earlier on today, 4-0 against Bournemouth. Schürrle winning the ball for Fulham in midfield, and here is Vieto. Evades 2 Manchester United challenges, frees Schürrle in the box. Sliding challenge from Chris Smalling, who's been excellent, puts the ball away for a corner. And a fantastic display by Chris Smalling at the back. Schürrle receives the ball short from the corner. His cross into the box cleared away. And Adoy goes all the way back towards goalkeeper Sergio Rico. Going back to Chris Smalling, he continues to be overlooked for England. Despite the displays for Manchester United, been one of the shining lights in this Manchester United side, despite the results. Vietto frees Adoy at right back. Adoy's pass around the corner and around the back finds Sessegnon, out-muscled by Phil Jones, who chucks himself theatrically to the ground. And Manchester United win a free kick. And it must have been the lightest of touches, and Phil Jones went down like he'd been shot in the leg. Remember to get yourself fully up to date with everything going on ahead of a weekend of Premier League action. You can subscribe to the TalkSport Premier League Preview Show podcast, which comes out every Thursday, just so you've got all of the knowledge. Make sure you're back here, certainly TalkSport Live tonight. Two big games, Chelsea against Manchester City, with Tom Rennie and Steve Lomas. Chelsea, who have dropped a few points recently with that loss against Wolves in the week, and then of course losing to Tottenham, looking to stay in it at Stamford Bridge. Can Sarri do what so many teams haven't managed to do and get any change from Manchester City? And then the later fixture, there is an evening game, 7:30 UK time tonight, Leicester against Tottenham. Sessegnon crossing into the Manchester United penalty area, nodded away on the left-hand side of the box, and it will be a Fulham throw-in. Certainly not coming forward with too much purpose, Fulham, but they are finding space in the midfield without necessarily troubling Manchester United's defence or David De Gea. Looks like Marcus Rojo will be coming on. Here is Anguissa in midfield, feeds through the channel towards Sessegnon, who is playing right across the Fulham forward line in the second half, popping up on the left in a more central position at the moment. Scored bags of goals in the Championship last season, just hasn't quite been able to replicate that form in the Premier League. Still very young though, 18 years old, plenty of promise, building his experience here with Fulham. Most surprising in the summer not to see him make a move to one of the bigger teams in the Premier League. Denis Adoy has won a throw-in for Fulham on the right-hand side in line with Manchester United's penalty area. 57 minutes of the first half gone. Still Manchester United leading 3-0 after those three first half goals. Here is Vietto. Now Sessegnon in the penalty area. Snapshot blocked by Smalling. Ball clearance by Dalot. Schürrle now carves up towards the top corner, and it's way over the top. Well, it's the best chance of the second half for Fulham, and it fell to Schürrle, who's already scored 5 in the Premier League this season. Might have fancied him to do better there, as Diogo Dalot's clearance fell straight to him on the edge of the 18-yard box, but he's hit that one way over the top. And Manchester United make the change, and it's Chris Smalling, who has been brilliant at the back, to make way for Marcus Rojo. And ahead of a congested month of fixtures, Mourinho perhaps just feels that Chris Smalling deserves the rest. Of course, Valencia in the Champions League in the week, but the big one on Sunday at Anfield, Manchester United against Liverpool. Manchester United may not be able to win the league this season, but certainly with that game they will be able to have a hand in who wins. Which one, as a Manchester United fan, would you prefer? Liverpool or Manchester City to win the title? Difficult question. Ball back towards Rico. Poor clearance finds Lukaku. Lukaku slips it through the channel to Mata. Mata still going. Now Herrera should have tested the goalkeeper. Skews the shot wide from 12 yards. Well, a sigh of relief for Sergio Rico, who made a poor clearance as the ball was passed back to him. Lukaku fed it through the channel. Mata cut it back. Great chance for Herrera. Opened up inside the penalty area. He was searching for that bottom corner. The shot just trickles wide. Manchester United leading here 3-0. They don't need the goal. I'm sure that Herrera would have liked it. Fulham free kick inside Manchester United's half. It's still Manchester United who continue to create the better chances. There was that effort for Schürrle just a moment ago. More of a half chance. It's been the best that Fulham have been able to muster in this game though. Seri is in a central position in midfield with a free kick for Fulham though. Who've had just the one shot on target in this game. It was a tame drive from Mitrovic in the first half that really didn't trouble David De Gea. Expected more from Fulham here this afternoon. Okay, as Ranieri said, it's a free hit. Haven't provided the energy or the effort you would expect of a side looking to step away from the bottom. Vietto finds Seri in midfield, 30 yards from goal. Anguissa, Seri again, touched out towards Sessegnon. Seri receives the ball behind him, flicks away, lucky to find the feet of Adoy. Camara finds Seri now Vietto, packed in that midfield. Manchester United doing really well to defend their 18-yard box. Vietto cuts the ball to Schürrle in the penalty area, across the face of goal. Well, it was kind of a shot, kind of a cross. In the end, it goes all the way through and out for a Manchester United goal kick. Good work by Vietto. He's looked brilliant since coming on in the club on loan for the season from Atletico Madrid. Fed the ball in towards Schürrle. I think Schürrle was caught in two minds. And in the end, it was half shot, half cross. Took a deflection on the way through, though. And it's going to be a Fulham corner on the far side. Half an hour of the game remaining. Can Fulham get themselves back into this one with a corner kick and possibly something from the likes of Camara and Mawson in the middle? Delivered in, nodded up into the air by Phil Jones and back out towards the corner taker Sessegnon. He won't get there, Matic will, and Matic is challenged by Anguissa. Manchester United have given the ball away. Anguissa slips on the turf and the ball is gifted back to Matic. Nodded back forward and out towards the right hand side. Mawson. Fulham have drifted offside here. Anguissa with a volley on goal. Sarcastic jeer from around the ground as he smashes over the top of the bar. Assistant had his flag up on the far side and he was a good couple of yards offside. Anguissa, as I get to see the replay back. Well, Fulham have been without a few players here this afternoon. I think most notably Chambers in midfield, who many thought would come in and be centre back here for Fulham this season on loan from Arsenal, but he's moved into midfield, put in some really solid performances under the guidance of Scott Parker, the former West Ham and Tottenham midfielder who's at Fulham as first team coach. They've really missed him, or certainly somebody of that description. Been overrun in midfield by Herrera, Matic and Mata so far. It's David De Gea who now has the ball. Rolls out towards the left-hand side. I mean, good news for Fulham. They have got good fixtures to look forward to through the rest of December. West Ham, Newcastle, Wolves and Huddersfield. Lukaku turns on the centre circle. Heads out towards the right-hand side. Dallow's cross fizzed across the edge of the 6-yard box, came in low, nearly touched in by Lingard. Back out here with Herrera. Mata on the edge of the 18-yard box, touches to Rashford, gets the ball back, can't quite turn a shot on goal though. Neat 1-2 between Mata and Rashford, but the Spaniard puts it wide. So snappy in the final third though, Manchester United, and Fulham have got so many players back, difficult to navigate round the defenders. Again it's Dallow with that cross. And again, he's disappointed that there wasn't a striker gambling in the middle. I guess the difficulty is only Dallow's second Premier League appearance. And whether or not his teammates are expecting the decency of these crosses, I very much doubt. But certainly they'll know that for the next game. I'd be very surprised if Dallow lost his place on the right-hand side of defence. Camera down in the middle of the field, which allows Matic to get to the ball. Play continues. And here is Young. Young on the left for Manchester United. Young finds Lukaku. Left-hand side of Fulham's penalty area. Romelu Lukaku shielding the ball, looking for a teammate. Finds Young. 3 white shirts for company. Tries to go through all 3. Goes around the outside. And, well, I'm as puzzled as Ashley Young because he's been given as a Fulham foul. Sorry, a foul on Fulham by Ashley Young. Brave attacking though from Ashley Young, crowded out by 3 players. He thought, right, I'll just go through the middle. 64 minutes on the clock, 26 to go. Manchester United doing well in the second half to maintain that level of concentration, not trying to send too many forwards, but equally they don't want to concede. Here is Jones at the back. Jones sweeps the ball across towards Dalot. Again, free inside Fulham's half on the right. And towards Lukaku now, who turns. He had Rashford free on the left-hand side, but he's dispossessed. Romelu Lukaku does look slightly off the pace, the striker. Whether or not Manchester United are getting value for money with Romelu Lukaku at the moment, I very much doubt. Interesting to hear from Jesse Lingard that he felt he was suffering a World Cup hangover. Maybe, perhaps Romelu Lukaku feeling the same. Cameras inside the penalty area for Fulham. Sliding challenge by Ander Herrera, and it's a penalty for Fulham. Well, Ander Herrera looks on in disbelief. Camera swiveled inside the penalty area, stepped away from Ander Herrera, and the referee, Lee Probert, had no hesitation. Schürrle's pass in towards Camera, he turns, and well, Ander Herrera gets to the ball first, having watched the replay back. And to me, that looks like a poor decision from the referee. The follow-through isn't all that bad either. There have been many players in the Premier League over the last few weeks picked up for the follow-through on challenges. Ander Herrera almost can't believe it. And substitute Camera has an opportunity to get Fulham back into the game. They haven't been at the races all the way through this match. Could be an interesting final 20 minutes. Camera slots the ball into the bottom corner. Manchester United 3, Fulham 1. Sent David De Gea the wrong way. Well, they've got extremely lucky here, Fulham. I don't think that that's a penalty. Referee thinks otherwise. Decision made, 3-1. Manchester United still lead. They won't get that clean sheet that they were looking for. Ander Herrera definitely got the ball first, and there's an argument to suggest that before he received the pass, Kamara fouled a Manchester United defender. All getting slightly lively here. Little wrestling going on the far side of the pitch. Rashford's involved. So to Anguissa, there's a red card. There are arguments ongoing between Anguissa and Rashford, and it's Anguissa who is making his way off of the pitch. Well, no sooner have Fulham got themselves back into the game, Anguissa is sent off of the field. He's reluctant to leave the field. Zambo Anguissa has been sent off. He's going back across towards the referee, and he wants a quick word with the referee. Ashley Young wisely advising him to leave the pitch. Well, I missed the challenge, and again it's a poor decision for me from the referee, because Anguissa has gone in, he has stamped on the ground, but he's nowhere near Marcus Rashford. There's no contact. Afterwards there's some wrestling, and possibly it should be a yellow for the barge, but I think Anguissa stamped him with his foot more than anything to put Rashford off. He's not endangered the player in any way for me. Well, two decisions there from the referee that for me are highly questionable, but Fulham are now down to 10 men, and the challenge looked impossible before, and I can't see them coming back now, but we've seen stranger things in the Premier League. 22 minutes of the game remaining, and Anguissa sent off for stamping the ground. Dalot with a ball back towards Ander Herrera, and Matic, and Manchester United now will know exactly how to play in this scenario against 10 men. They will work the extra space, they will make this Fulham side chase the ball. Lofted one over the top for Manchester United. Mawson comes across to cover, shields away from Rashford. It clips Rashford's heel and stays in play. Mawson has to pass back towards his goalkeeper Rico, and Rico clears up towards halfway. The target was Sessegnon. Ball bouncing beyond him. Now Lingard picks up play. He was coming back from an offside position, and it will be a free kick to Fulham. Well, a mad 3 minutes in this game. Manchester United looking like they will make another change. I think Fred will come onto the field. Schürrle though in possession for Fulham. And here is Seri. Tricky feet to step away from Lingard. Still Seri in possession, looking for a teammate. Quick 1-2 by Brian on the left-hand side. Slips on the turf, but Schürrle manages to recover. Vietto again busying around on the edge of that Manchester United penalty area. Schürrle finds Seri. Vietto now, curling shot down towards De Gea's left. De Gea was positioned really well, didn't really have to move that far across towards his left. I think he'd anticipated what Vietto was going to do, and it's an easy save from the Manchester United goalkeeper. Fulham again battling for the ball on the right. Denis Odoi this time with a foul on Marcus Rashford, who's been spending plenty of time on the ground in the last 5 minutes. Was the man at the centre of the Anguissa sending off. 20 minutes to go, Manchester United 3-1 up here. Dallow's pass into midfield is behind both Lingard and Mata, and Denis Odoi can bring away. Long diagonal ball is seeking Vietto, but it's intercepted by the chest of Jones, who dummies and finds Young in space on the left, and these spaces will start to open up now. Young plays a through ball towards Rashford, groans around Old Trafford as it's easily intercepted. Here is Sessegnon, finds Seri. Seen plenty of the ball in this game, Seri. Hasn't been a commanding presence in the middle. Certainly improved. Camara on the right, scorer of the penalty and Fulham's only goal in this game. Seri, sloppy pass intercepted by Lingard, and then Seri pushes Lukaku to the ground, and it's a free kick and a yellow card for Seri. Well, you never know in this game what the referee's going to do, and I was half expecting to see a second red. Just watching that sending off decision back, I don't think Marcus Rashford liked it, but it really wasn't a sending off. He did stamp on the ground, but it was a good 10 centimetres away from Marcus Rashford. I just wonder whether or not the referee should have had some help from the assistant, but we're going to get a few changes. Cisse on for Fulham, and Cisse will come on to replace Schürrle, and Fred to come on for Manchester United as well, and he'll quickly go across towards Ander Herrera. Strange comments again from Jose Mourinho in the week. Said that Fred must wait for his time in the team until Manchester United are defensively stronger, which would suggest that he's a bit concerned that Fred only likes to attack and doesn't like to defend. Fulham bring the ball away through Sessegnon, poked up towards Camara. It was Lingard who made way for Fred. 17 minutes of the game to go. Tim Ream chasing a ball, just gets there ahead of Marcus Rashford to deny Rashford a burst through on goal. And now Seri in midfield, inside the centre circle, can spray a pass out towards the left, intercepted by Dalot. And now Fred turns, out-muscled off of the ball by Cisse. Referee says unfairly. Looks shoulder to shoulder to me, but referee says it was a shove with the arm. Fred went to the ground. Manchester United free kick. Not all that lenient, it has to be said. Lee Probert, the attacker, got the benefit of the doubt there. And Herrera turns in midfield, and it's a pass out towards the left-hand side, and he finds Rashford clinging to the left touchline. Manchester United need to manage this game. Should be easy. They've made this more difficult than it needed to be. Having gone 3-0 up in the first half, they lead here 3-1 against 10-man Fulham. Exciting challenge from Brian to win the ball back on the left-hand side of defence. And now brought forward by Cisse. Cisse into midfield towards Seri, who pokes away from Romelu Lukaku, who was chasing back. Seri can play a pass out towards Sessegnon on the right-hand side. Now Vietto, central of Manchester United's half. Rojo nips in to touch the ball away from Camara. And on the right-hand side, it's a Fulham throw-in. And here is Fred. Fred picks up the pass, squares the ball across towards Dalot. Been really impressive from right back this afternoon. Jones and Fred and Manchester United quite happy to keep the ball inside their own half. Herrera Touching back towards Smalling, not being pressed at all by this Fulham side. Quite happy to keep the scoreline as it is. You feel going into the final 10 minutes that might well change. 15 minutes to go right now. Here is Jones at the back for Manchester United. Matic. It's almost like a training ground exercise for Manchester United in keep ball. Must have put together 15 passes here. Matic. Smalling coming forwards. Sorry, Rojo. Smalling has gone off of the field. Young. Rashford. Still Manchester United keep it, and still Fulham decide to sit deep. We are just inside Fulham's half. Manchester United knocking the ball around. And Ashley Young popping up on the left. You would think Fulham would be hoping to hit Manchester United on the break as they commit more men forward. Mata back towards Rashford. They're in no rush here, Manchester United, and they don't need to rush either. Sensible play. Jones. Now Fred. Fred steps away from Camera. Jinks through midfield and finds Lukaku with his back to goal. Good hold-up play from the Belgian striker. Still Lukaku passing out towards Young. Tries to touch it through the channel to Rashford. Passes under hit, and Adoy can smash the ball out of play, and it's going to be a throw into Manchester United on the right-hand side. They haven't had the best run of results recently, Manchester United, following that loss to Manchester City. Draws against Crystal Palace and Southampton, and then Arsenal in the Premier League. I'll be pleased to get the win here if they can hold on. Ball at the back now with Matic, the former Chelsea man, passing up towards the left-hand side. Finds another former Chelsea man in Juan Mata. And now here is Rashford. He turns. Young is camped out in Fulham's half. Fred chips the ball neatly through the channel. Finds Rashford. Now on the edge of the penalty area is Herrera. Ball just wouldn't sit down, and that allows Cisse in to take the ball away. Clever touch from Sessegnon. Helps turn the Fulham defensive pattern of play into an attack. Sliding challenge by Rojo, sends the ball away though. Fulham throwing on the left. Does show glimpses, Sessegnon, of the player that we thought he might be in the Premier League. Some stage you just know that he's going to kick on. One of a number of talented young Englishmen coming through. Plenty to get excited about if you are an England supporter at the moment, with the likes of Jadon Sancho, players like Sessegnon coming through, Diego Dalot, and now Herrera touching back towards Jones. Again, Manchester United quite happy to keep the ball in their own half. Quite happy to protect a lead. So often this season we've seen them chasing. Dalot controls a crossfield ball from Matic, steps away from Brian. He's done brilliantly here. Right hand side of the penalty area, crosses across the face of goal. Lukaku was coming in, touched away by the keeper, and then Rashford with a shot which goes way over the top from the angle. Just hasn't been able to get it right in front of goal, Marcus Rashford, so far this afternoon. Diogo Dalot again though with a brilliant touch on the right hand side, got away from Brian with some pace, and again it's an excellent cross across the face of goal, and he must be wondering what more he has to do to provide an assist here this afternoon. He's been absolutely excellent with the crosses from the right. Don't think Jose Mourinho could demand much more, although it is Jose Mourinho. Rojo with a pass out towards Young to bring the ball away on the left. Manchester United looking good with Young at left back. Look much more steady with two old hands in Jones and Young in there. It's Jones now in possession for Manchester United. 11 minutes of the game to go. Manchester United continue to lead 3-1 here against 10-man Fulham, and of course we are looking forward to this evening's game. You'll be able to hear on TalkSport Live, Chelsea against Manchester City with Tom Rennie and Steve Lomas. Mata cross into the area, deflected away by Brian. Here's Camera back on defensive duty. He's giving the ball away. Rashford into the penalty area. Nice touch. Steps away from the challenge of the defender, Tim Ream, and then just couldn't quite apply the finish. Down towards the goalkeeper's left. Saved by Sergio Rico. Marcus Rashford looks desperate for a goal. Plenty of chances. Wonderful touch inside Tim Ream, dummied and bought himself that yard of space, but just couldn't find the finish into the bottom corner. Marcus Rashford looks so disappointed. Hangs over, almost touching his toes in disappointment. Needs to keep plugging away though, Marcus Rashford. It's all a learning curve for the young Englishman. Young at the back for Manchester United. And now Fulham start to press. 10 minutes of the game remaining. Ander Herrera dropping deep into Manchester United's half. And Matic now to work the ball across towards the left. He's been excellent in this game. Rashford on the left. Tries to attack Adoy. Steps in on the right boot. Now Matic. Again, plenty of time to choose his pass. Finds Herrera. Herrera back towards Phil Jones. Dalot on the right hand side takes the sensible option back into his own half towards Rojo. And the Argentinian finds Matic. Matic with the ball across towards the left for Rashford. They really don't need to try and force the issue here. It's just that temptation to get on the score sheet. Lukaku's in the area. Lukaku's shot down towards the right for Sergio Rico to palm away. Excellent ball by Marcus Rashford to free Romelu Lukaku, the striker shots, and saved by Sergio Rico down towards his right. Threaded through the channel. Well, could quite easily have had a hat-trick here this afternoon, Romelu Lukaku. Plenty of chances in the second half, got into good positions. Hasn't been able to find the score sheet after his first half goal. Goals from Young, Mata and Lukaku separate the two sides. Again, it's Rashford, seeing plenty of the ball on the left-hand side. Inching forward, tries a shot, fist in! Oh, he's beaten the goalkeeper at the inside post. Marcus Rashford has the goal he's been searching for. Sergio Rico caught out at the front post. Huge smile from the young Marcus Rashford. Sergio Rico hangs his head. Well, he was given plenty of time to pick a pass, but Marcus Rashford had only one idea. Wound up, the ball dipping and beating the goalkeeper at the front post. Should have done better, the goalkeeper. Marcus Rashford did hit that with some power though. Wound up with that right boot. And the best the goalkeeper could do was palm it into the back of the net. Manchester United 4, Fulham 1. And surely the game now put beyond any doubt. Marcus Rashford missed the chance just a moment ago, has been plugging away, and will now go off of the field to a huge round of applause. Crowd favourite to be replaced by Scott McTominay. High fives all round as Marcus Rashford leaves the field. He's put a good shift in for the team this afternoon. And then icing on the cake for him, finished off with the goal. And Scott McTominay will come on for the final 8 minutes here at Old Trafford. Marcus Rashford gets a huge handshake from Michael Carrick on the side of the field. And now you would feel that Manchester United will do everything to try to protect this lead. Well, he was just given that invitation, Marcus Rashford, on the edge of the penalty area. He was allowed to keep coming. And you just can't do that with players of Marcus Rashford's quality. Here is Fred. Dalot free on the right. He's inside the penalty area now. Might shoot here. Chip towards the back of the penalty area. Nodded goalwards by McTominay. Straight into the gloves of Sergio Rico. Well, they want 5 here, Manchester United. And going into the game with Liverpool next Sunday, Manchester United should have plenty of confidence, and if they were to win here 5-1, that would send a big message to Liverpool. Maybe Manchester United will be doing a huge favour to their rivals Manchester City next week. Jones across towards Rojo. Rojo finds Young on the left. Chip ball forwards towards McTominay, who was chasing, nodded away by Mawson. And now picked up here by Tim Ream And he comes across towards Brian. Brian to bring the ball forward from full-back. Frees Camera on the left. Camera inching towards the Manchester United penalty area. Waits for a teammate. Finds Brian. Brian to whip over a delivery. It's blocked by Fred. Fred will just keep the ball in play. No, he won't. Assistant says the ball had gone over the touchline. Fulham throwing on the left. And maybe an opportunity for Fulham to at least grab a second. You feel plenty to work on for Claudio Ranieri ahead of the fixture against West Ham. Big game at home at Craven Cottage next weekend. Fulham send the ball out of play. Camera had peeled out towards the left-hand side, but he won't get to that one. And it looks like Jose Mourinho will get one over on his old foe, Claudio Ranieri, this afternoon. It looks like Jose Mourinho will be keeping hold of his job. Sessegnon has muscled his way into the penalty area, pokes the shot goalwards, pokes it just wide in the end. Well, I think Phil Jones is angry that he didn't get the call or that he didn't get the foul. Camera was pushing Jones in the back. Jones stopped, Sessegnon didn't, and the young winger was in a good position, but the best he could do was touch the shot wide. 3.5 minutes of regular time remaining. Well, Manchester United fans haven't been happy with the style of play recently. I'm sure they'll be happy this afternoon. It's been comfortable for the Red Devils. Vietto with a pass across towards Camera. And now Seri in midfield. Frees Brian on the left. He comes forward from left back, tries a shot. Easy one for David De Gea to collect. Gets his whole body back behind the ball. And will roll out towards Dalot on the right. Good control, and then steps away from challenge of Brian. He's given the ball away to Cisse though, and here is Seri. Vietto spins away from Ander Herrera. Pass out towards the left-hand side, finds Sessegnon. Sessegnon for Fulham, cuts back towards Camera. Camera tries the shot, it's wild, way over the top, it's way wide. Scoreline remains 4-1 to Manchester United. They did the damage in the first half. Brilliant passing, brilliant movement, brilliant effort by every player to work for the team. Fulham's defending static. Ashley Young, Juan Mata and Romelu Lukaku with 3 first half goals. Fulham pulled a goal back from a penalty, questionable penalty for me. But then Marcus Rashford with the 4th. And Manchester United just doing everything they can to get themselves to the final whistle. 2 minutes to go until we get that whistle. Jose Mourinho says it will be a miracle if Manchester United can reach the top 4. Well, if they can maintain this form, which is a big ask given the way that they've been playing coming into this match, but if they can play like this every week, they should be there or thereabouts. Don't want to overstate the issue though, you don't want to go too far. Of course, Fulham bottom of the Premier League table, and you know, given all of the statistics coming into this one, this should have been a game that Manchester United won comfortably. As Ashley Young makes his way forward on the left-hand side, he's into the penalty area, goes around the outside of Adoy, grabbing of shirts between the two, ball trickles out of play. Fulham goal kick. Well, there's been a slightly toxic atmosphere around Manchester United in recent weeks, with Jose criticising the players in public, ex-players laying into the team, laying into the manager. Maybe that will start to disappear. Manchester United can start letting the football do the talking. Paul Pogba watching on from the sidelines, hasn't been used at all in this game. Just wonder how frustrated he will be. Cisse with a pass on the left-hand side for Brian, who touches across towards Camera on the left for Fulham. Still going here, Fulham. Sessegnon finds Camera, just one to aim at in the box. He's left-hand side of the penalty area, outmuscles Jones. Camera chips in towards Vietto. Vietto won't get there. McTominay back there defending, has given the ball away to Adoy. Adoy wrestled to the ground, he wants a foul. McTominay should get a foul. He's brought down by Vieto, and we are at the 90. And it's a Manchester United free kick just outside of their penalty area. Well, just looking at scoreline, scores elsewhere. West Ham looking like they're going to pick up a victory today, 3-2 against Crystal Palace, and Cardiff winning as well. Must make Fulham fans slightly nervous. A lot to do with Burnley winning 2 at Brighton 1-0. Out towards the right hand side, Manchester United find Ashley Young, and now Mata turns, and here is Fred. Fred's ball out towards the right, finds Dalot, controlled by the young fullback. And on a different day it could be Manchester United 7 or 8, and Dalot would have had 3 or 4 assists. Ashley Young finds Herrera in midfield. Manchester United just keeping possession, and Fulham not doing too much to try and win it back. We will have 3 minutes of additional time. We are 1 minute into that period. Here is Fred attacking the penalty area, gets the ball onto his right boot, looks like he wants to shoot. Well, he made the wrong pass. He tried to go for a clever back heel when he had a simpler pass in Dalot on the right hand side. Again, it's Fred on the right, and Fred has drifted offside. It will be a free kick to Fulham, where Manchester United had the chance there to try to make it 5, but Fred made the wrong pass, and perhaps that's what Jose Mourinho is saying, that he still needs to learn before finding his way into the first 11. Phil Jones has done the dirty work this afternoon for Manchester United. Been largely untroubled though, especially since Alexander Mitrovic went off at half-time. Did concede the penalty, Manchester United. Still very unsure about that penalty. Scott McTominay with a pass towards Fred, who wasn't looking, manages to recover and finds Phil Jones. And now Matic in the centre circle. Matic has found Dalot, demanding the ball on the right is Ander Herrera, sprinting down towards the corner flag, goes around the outside of Tim Ream, slips on the surface. We've had plenty of rain here at Old Trafford, and the ball goes straight out of play. 30 seconds of the game to go. Fulham with a lot to do, you feel. More than anything, you just want that fighting spirit, which you really need if you are down at the bottom, and they just seem resigned to the fact that they were going to lose here this afternoon. Manchester United have been excellent, composed, organised, had that moment, or those moments of class, and the ball is given away here by Mawson. He's had a bad afternoon. Lukaku frees Massa, sliding back in to win the ball back is Alfie Mawson. And did just enough as Manchester United were trying to look for a 5th. They won't get it, but they do get the win. Final whistle blown by Lee Probert. Manchester United 4, Fulham 1. The goal scored in the first half made this comfortable for Manchester United. Ashley Young with the first, smashing into the top corner, cutting in from a left-back position. It's just the start that Manchester United needed after a run of results that hasn't been so good. Mata then with a side foot effort into the bottom corner. Lukaku with a tap in after brilliant teamwork from a corner. And then in the second half, despite a penalty for Fulham, Marcus Rashford made it comfortable, smashing in to beat Sergio Rico at his inside post. A brilliant display from Manchester United. Back to the drawing board for Fulham. I will hand you back to Russell Hargreaves and David Priest at the main commentary game today, Arsenal against Huddersfield. Thanks for joining.
Trying to run down the clock, 2 minutes into the 7 of added time. They've given the ball away. Pritchard with a good delivery. Socrates is up there. And guess what? Socrates was absolutely fine to make a vital block.